I carry both because some people really don't want anything that's been processed, right, through the pasteurization. They want what they call fresh juice, kind of untouched, so I carry this one here. But then there are those that maybe have, I don't want to say a slightly better understanding, but that is the reality of it. And they realize that the concentrated juice are far superior quality. So even though it does require that extra step of introducing water back in, they see that the quality control on the grapes and the juice that were used for this are much higher, much stricter than the quality control standards for that one there.
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say that your older clients like these ones more.
That's, yes, definitely older clients like these ones here. I like to call them the old school, and I say it affectionately, you know, because they're the ones that inspired me to get into this business. They were crushing the grapes at home. You know, predominantly it was the Italian and Portuguese community, but a bit of the Greek, some Spanish as well, but a lot of the Western Europeans, Mediterranean type, are really into making their own wine. So they feel that this one here comes closest to their traditional approach of using grapes.
Nice.
Whereas this one here has gone through that extra step.
Yeah.
Now, you know, but kind of more people who are with the times now, they're understanding that, you know, winemaking isn't just an art form, there is a science behind it as well. So what I find with our kits, our concentrates, kind of marries the two together. So it takes the best of both worlds. It's definitely the art of making wine and then also the science behind it, which ensures that you get the best optimal quality wine that you can get. Have. Yeah.
And this one they can bring home.
Correct. Yeah. Actually, either one they can bring home. This one's a little more cumbersome. It's pretty heavy to lug around, but they have the option of either one. So they could either hire us to make it right here on site. So that's where I have the winery in the back, and we can process it all basically beginning to end. And what the customer does is they come in, similar to the couple that was here that just left. They brought in their empty bottles, and they picked up their wine today.
Nice.
They bottled a white and they bottled a red.
Yeah.
Are so we today talking I'm going to demonstrate a white and a red as well.
Is this like,
excuse me.
Because I remember you said it goes from this to this, right? And then you bring it back to this.
Then you bring it back to that. That's right.
Will this box make this amount?
It will, correct.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Even though we're only starting with 8 liters, this one here, it will ultimately yield 23 liters in the end. So it's been concentrated down. Effectively, they've removed 15 liters worth of the water from the juice.
That's crazy. Wow.
Now, these also come in different scales. We have one smaller, then we have 2 that are actually even bigger. So you're not adding as much. Generally speaking, the larger the box, the more premium the quality of the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So like those ones there's different sizes then?
Correct,
okay,
that's right. Yeah, so you go from the top down to the bottom. They're actually kind of the table wine series at the top, and as you move your way down, you're actually going higher up in quality.
Gotcha.
So not much different from when you go to LCBO. I mean, you can get your $10 bottles, and you have your $25 bottles, and you have your $60, $70, and $80 bottles.
Yeah.
So we kind of have that bit of a tiered system as well.
Nice.
Just to put in perspective, like a wine that comes from here, from the California ones, on average, they're probably equivalent to a $16 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
But generally, when you go into our original series, they're more equivalent to a $20 bottle, 20 to 22. And as you go up through our system, you will see, or through the series, I should say, you will see that the premium ones can be equivalent with bottles that are up to like $80. And the one case, probably the most premium one we carry is the Amarone.
Yeah.
So that one there can easily go up against an $80 bottle.
Yeah.
If given the proper aging time.
Wow.
Yeah. And these are super popular as well for special occasions. We can personalize labels. We have corporate clients. We have wedding people coming in here, wedding couples, anniversaries. They send us a nice little photo of a special momentous occasion, and we transfer it onto a label and just apply it on the bottle. So it kind of gives it that nice personal touch, right? Yeah. In addition to the quality.
So you got like all these buckets here. So this one's just like, I guess that's where we make this.
That's right, exactly.
Gotcha.
So both of the contents from here are going to get poured into these ones over here. So if someone wanted, for example, a Cabernet Merlot blend, so I would take one Cabernet Sauvignon, one Merlot, and I would split them half and half and blend them together.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's something we can do as well.
Yeah, I'm so excited to try one of these.
Yeah, for sure.
We were talking about it too. How long does it take, like, till you get to the point where you can bottle it?
That's a good question. So these will range. Our table wine series are only 4 weeks. Our mid-range series, which is considered the original, and the fresh juice, they take about 6 weeks. And then our most premium ones would be 8 weeks.
That's actually really light.
It's not bad.
One, yeah.
I will mention though, there's an additional note to that. They always call it the asterisk. When you're making a white wine, you can drink it pretty well right away. Just pop it in the fridge, chill it nicely, and you can enjoy it right away. Reds, however, the more premium you go, the longer the aging time we recommend. So I mentioned the Amarone before. That's one of our longest term reds. An Amarone, even though it takes 8 weeks to make and maybe 8 weeks to get into bottles, we recommend realistically up to a year, 12 months of bottle aging before you drink it, and it makes a significant difference. Yeah. So not to say if you drink one sooner, it's not going to harm you in any way, but it's not going to taste quite as good than if given that time to sit and...
Premium, right?
Exactly.
I feel like I have so many questions. One last question.
No, go for it. No,
like,
feel free. The more the merrier.
What if, like,
for sure.
if like one of the people that came here made the bottle of wine, they wanted to wait like the year?
Yes.
You would store that for them for the year?
We wouldn't store it here. So what we can do is we would take a little bit of a hybrid approach. And what I would do is it would take 2 months to make it. We would store it in bulk for an additional 3 months. And in bulk, we would store it in one of these glass containers. This is one example here. So that's a white wine we have here in bulk, 23 liters.
Yeah.
We would store it there for 3 months. Then they would come in and bottle it. They would take the bottles home and they would store the bottles themselves for an extra 9 months until they get to that wine.
And there's no problem with storing in bottles then?
No,
at that point?
Not at all. At that point, no. I mean, ideally you would have an area, whether it be a basement, if you have a house, or if you're in a condo, if you have a locker, we recommend storing them in the locker where it stays a little bit cooler. You want to keep wine away from any kind of direct heat source when you're aging it. The heat can be highly detrimental to a wine and its success at aging. And I learned that the hard way. Unfortunately, I lost a half a batch of a Barolo, which is a premium Italian wine. I had put it in my cold cellar, and what was interesting at the time was my cold cellar, it was not insulated. So the winter would get really cold to the point where there was frost building up on the walls. And then the summer would become a sauna. So those temperature swings, they annihilated the wine, unfortunately. So like I said, I learned the hard way. Now I know, and I do recommend more of a constant temperature storage, and it'll be fine.
I guess
It'll age just well.
get the wine cellar.
Yes,
You get the little
exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a small box, deceivingly heavy, but
Wow. Yeah.
but still a lot less heavy than this.
And we can still make this even though it's this cold?
So what we would do is I'll demonstrate the pouring part of it. The only thing we're going to hold off on is the adding of the yeast. So I'm going to show you about the yeast. Our kits, the reason we call it a kit is it comes complete with all the ingredients you need to make the wine. This one here is a standalone juice, so you would have to buy the ingredients separately for it.
Oh, nice.
But it does reflect in the price point too.
Yeah.
This one is actually significantly less expensive. Just to put in perspective, a fresh juice made in store from California is $114. Made in-house. Whereas our original series is $165 made in-house.
Oh, nice.
So it's about a $50 difference approximately. So
How much is it?
it'll make 30 bottles, 30 of a standard 750 milliliter size bottle. Yeah. So you're getting a really good deal when you do the math.
Yeah, I think
even this one here, and this is my #1 selling series because people really get bang for their buck on it. You're looking at about $5.65 a bottle. The one thing I will mention though, that price is just the wine itself. It doesn't include the glass bottle. The reason we don't incorporate the price of the bottle into our kits is because, similar again to the customers who were just here, they bring in their own bottles. So they're not incurring that extra cost. They just wash out their bottle after they enjoy it, and they return it, and we refill it for them.
Yeah. My girlfriend's dad is always asking for wine bottles.
Oh, really?
And if he gives you a bottle of wine, he holds you to that. He's like, hey, where's my bottle back?
Bring it back, right? When it's in. Yeah, we have a lot of customers that do that. Well, interestingly enough, an empty bottle these days costs $1.69.
Really?
Wow. And if you return it to the beer store and get your deposit back, they give you like 20 cents or something.
Oh, wow.
If that, or is it 10? So definitely worth holding on to the bottle. So they're kind of like gold.
Yeah, for real.
Days, right?
He says that because he gives out so many of these, sometimes you just come home and it'll be like 2 or 3 bottles that people have just stopped by his house and just left it on the floor.
Just leave them there? Well, that's okay. That's good, actually.
He's unsure of who left it,
but you can't keep track. But it's nice that they, kind of showed the courtesy to return the bottle. Many of our guys say, if you want more wine, bring me back your empty and I'll happily refill it. If not, the wine gets cut off. So I wanted to demonstrate by opening up, we'll do this one here first because it's the white wine. Okay, so this is our kit. They come nicely sealed. So we just pop it open like so. I'll just bring a bit of brief attention to our sticker that's up here with the UPC code. The reason they have this is on every kit, okay? And that is in the event that something were to go wrong, quality control, they can easily track back to the raw material that was used that day. They can put a halt to it or at least investigate and see what happened.
Nice.
The great news is that we rarely, if ever, have any production issues. It's very rare.
Yeah.
But the odd time it does happen, we are dealing with a natural product. It's always important to have that code that they can track. Yeah. So once we open it up, in this particular case, this is a special kit. This is a Moscato from California. So you're going to notice here a bag of juice right off the bat. This is the first bag. This one actually does not get added in the beginning. This is a juice concentrate that gets added after the fermentation in order to sweeten the wine. Okay? Because Moscatos generally are quite sweet. You're looking at least 15 grams per liter of sugar, in some cases even more in certain California ones. Okay, so that's the first pack we see right here. This one here for removing, have our little technique. This is the main bag of juice. So this is the one that actually contains the Moscato grape juice in its concentrated form. Okay, so you're gonna notice, yeah, even the juice itself, a little bit on the dark side, but that's normal because it's gone through the pasteurization. Once it gets diluted, it actually is gonna come out to be a nice kind of a pale straw color.
Would these smell like typical wine if we were to, you know?
It would, yeah,
Yeah?
absolutely, yeah. If not, even better in many cases. Now I'm gonna get you to smell the juice just to start. And you get an idea of the aromas of this one over here. I'm just gonna bring the bag close to you. And you can take a little whiff of it.
Wow, okay. Yeah, it's definitely strong.
And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm not sure if we can demonstrate this one here, but I'll try to pour this one into this bucket over here. So we just kind of hold the neck, lift it up. You can really see how thick it is, the viscosity of it, because it's in its concentrated form. Now there's a little bit of extra pulp that's left in the bag. We're actually gonna rinse that out. We want that all in the batch to give it the flavor and make sure that we also achieve the desired alcohol level, okay? This is actually a good way to get into the idea of what produces alcohol. The alcohol of a wine is directly related to how much sugar there is in the juice or in the grapes. The higher the sugar content, the higher the alcohol is gonna be at the end. Okay, the lower the sugar, then the lighter the wine's going to be. Generally, sugar is produced in grapes by the sun.
Yeah.
The sunny, hot summers that they have generally yield a higher sugar content. And that's, in a perfect world, that's what the growers want.